𝑀cKenyu ruins lives. Or, more specifically, 𝑀cKenyu has ruined my life. And I'd like to file a formal complaint. At the beginning of 2023, I'd been a normal human being. Going to work, hanging out with my friends on the weekends, watching random BL dramas on the side, having a few weird ADHD focuses that I couldn't shake. My friends were just so over my random Maverick phase by June. And then the One Piece live action came out. You see, I had never been a One Piece fan. The art seemed kind of meh to me, and I really wasn't into the comedy aspects. I just wanted pretty things with pretty art and pretty storylines where Vegeta would one day best Goku in a fight. Rip Toriyama. But there was one time that I thought I would give One Piece a shot. That was when I had seen Ace. He looked so much better than the designs I'd seen for other characters. He was cool, had a sexy body, and a cute smile. There's a running joke in my circle of friends when it comes to me and my favorite characters. If I love them too hard, they'll die. And, well, we all know what happened to Ace.
Emotional damage!
So why would I want to watch One Piece when I didn't find anything appealing to it? And the only character that I had found remotely interesting had died. I've known of Arata 𝑀cKenyu since a debut, and he's shown up on a few shows that I watch regularly and seemed to be good friends with some of the members of my favorite boy band, Arashi. So, of course, I went to see him in a few movies, and I was like, yeah, I like this boy. And I know that the FMA movies weren't really taken very well, but I enjoyed him a lot in them, not to mention his appearance in the Rurouni Kenshin movies. As he was beating the character I've considered my favorite for the past 20 years of my life, I couldn't help but be like, please, beat him up more. It was the arms, guys. The arms. So, of course, when the new One Piece live action was announced with him casted as Zoro, I was ready. I had my popcorn out, my glasses on to be able to really experience those arms again for myself, and I lost interest? Okay, so I really didn't get into OPLA as much as other people I knew. I don't know what it was about it, but it didn't really capture me in the first couple of episodes, and I felt like there was something missing. Like there needed to be something more than just Arata 𝑀cKenyu's amazing arms. And then Sanji happened. Unless there is a compelling storyline, not even the hotness of a very sexy Japanese swordsman can keep me interested for long. And yes, the story of One Piece is compelling. I just wasn't that compelled by the live action as many others were. But once Sanji got involved with Zoro, I knew that I had to find out more about this world, about this waiter, and why Zoro seemed so intent on clashing with him. The exchange of a meal between them, the smirks that the two of them shared despite the snarky back and forth. I knew that there had to be more to this, and I knew exactly where to look. Fanfic. Fanfic would lead the way. I read each and every fanfic I could find under the tag for the One Piece live action. For, you see, I knew that the anime/manga had a characterization that wouldn't be the same as the one I had witnessed in the show. As I said before, I had never watched One Piece the anime, and at this point, I had no interest in watching it. But as I started to read more and more fanfic, I realized that there was an entire world that I had no clue about. How could I continue to read all of these amazing stories when I couldn't really understand what was going on? I didn't know the world, I didn't know the backstories, I didn't know the characters in the way that these authors did. I also found myself becoming more and more attached to someone else, someone I hadn't started watching the drama for. Arata 𝑀cKenyu might have gotten me into the world of One Piece, but Sanji, or at least the Sanji that people were writing about in these fanfics, was making me want to stay. Of course, I still did like Zoro. I still remembered 𝑀cKenyu's very attractive arms, but somehow Sanji seemed more interesting. Like there were layers to his character that I couldn't quite understand because I didn't have all of the information. I only knew what had happened until the end of Arlong Park, because that's where the live action ended. I was hesitant to start watching the anime though, or even reading the manga. For one, it has 1,000 episodes, and I knew I couldn't watch that many episodes with a full-time job, not when my interest was only really on this Sanji character and knowing more about him. But I still wanted to give it a shot. Maybe I didn't have to watch the entire thing. Maybe I could only watch a little. Get to know this Sanji dude that was so prominently paired with Zoro. Sanji is not a ___ had been written into many of the tags of the fanfic I had been consuming, so I thought that maybe that would be a good place to start. Maybe all I needed to watch was Whole Cake Island. Some people might think that you have to watch One Piece from the beginning. Some people might say to watch from when they enter the Grand Line. Some people are not me. I sometimes have to consume the things that make me happy in order to allow myself to watch things that don't align with my interests. And my interest at this point had only been Sanji. Yes, Zoro was there as well, but I felt like Zoro was kind of an open book at this point. I felt like I knew enough about Zoro, but I wanted to learn more about Sanji. And Whole Cake Island was all about Sanji, about this waiter that was a cook, and also a prince. At first, I was confused. Of course I would be. I was pretty much jumping from Arlong Park to something that was probably aired a decade or more later, anime-wise. But what I was greeted with was not the same artwork that I had found so unappealing in my youth. Instead, I got this. This. Who was this? Was this the same people that I remember from my childhood? Who was this man? Why was he so hot? And then I realized that this was what Zoro felt when that waiter walked onto the ship. No wonder he was asking why he was there. I would ask the same thing if some hot dude just came onto my ship after I just got sliced in half. Like, am I dreaming? Who dis? I have never simped so hard, so fast for a character, and all he had to do was wear a red cape, have an incredibly abusive family, and cry about his fiancée being a two-faced liar. I can't believe how hard and fast I fell, and by the end of the arc, I had already bought a plushie and a full set of stuff for my bag to display that I was a full-fledged Sanji fan. What was it about this man? What was it about these brows? What was it about this trauma? I can't explain it. I just loved him. I had fell so fast, so hard, so deeply, that I knew I'd found a new favorite character, and that I could never go back again. At this point, it was just a matter of time. A matter of principle, even. I needed to give this man my respect. I needed to love him like he deserved. I needed to show him my devotion. I needed to... who are you again? Enter Trafalgar Law, the contender, the man who also had childhood trauma and a cape. By now, you've seen a pattern. A list of men that have somehow followed down a rabbit hole into the bottomless pit that has been traversed by many others for the past 25 years. For the next month, I spent every waking moment watching the One Piece anime. I would watch it when I was out with friends. I would watch it at work whenever I wasn't in a classroom. I would watch it in the shower with one hand holding up my phone while the other would scrub aimlessly at my hair trying to wash it while I watched. I would fall asleep to One Piece. I would wake up with One Piece. I would go on to finish the anime within 1 month despite having a full-time job and content creation on the side. You can see why only now I've been able to catch up on all my VODs, or even make this video for that matter. And I wanted to make this video. I wanted to share my journey about how I got into One Piece. It might not have been from the start, like some of you who are watching, but I got there. And now I can find the One Piece with everyone else, or at least make friends along the way. Aratama Kenyu, if you ever watch this video, I'd like to ask you to meet me. Just once. I'd like to tell you to your face how you've ruined my life, but also say thanks. I'm a One Piece fan now. How fucking dare you? And your arms.
And that's the end. I don't have anything else to add really, and I know this is probably not what you all were thinking you'd get when you started this video, but I hope you enjoyed it regardless. It's more of a story time for me, and a little way I can share something I've been kind of hyper-focusing on for the last 6, 8, maybe even 10 months whenever this video comes out.
I do want to make a video that focuses more on just Zosan, as I have always wanted to make my channel more about shipping in BL,
and I hope you guys will watch those as well. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time. Bye bye!